Have you ever felt like your life is like this Rubik's Cube? All kind of messed up and mixed up, and you're not quite sure what to do with yourself? And you started to try and kind of fix it and think you can put it all back together again. And when you do, you find that actually you're kind of just making things worse and you're not quite sure what to do with it. And eventually you get to the point where you feel like you don't even want to bother, and everything's too much like hard work. You don't want to get out of bed. And eventually you start thinking like life is not worth living. Well, that's depression. I've been there. I know exactly how it feels. I've been there 2 or 3 times actually, even with those suicidal thoughts. But what I've done over the last 12, 15 years, I can't remember how many years it's been now, is I've figured out how to put all these little pieces back together again, just the way they're supposed to be. So I've looked at my routines and my inner voice. I looked at my breath work and gratitude and all these things. And if you want to learn how to do what I've done, and learn how to put all these pieces back together, all together so that everything makes sense again, so that your life feels like it's just the way it's supposed to be, and you can start living a life that you love in the way that you want to love your life, then I can teach you how to do that just by changing some really, really simple, basic daily habits. That's what I can do. Let me know if you're interested in that, and I will help you. That was my new hook. Hopefully that you enjoyed that, and it was interesting. And obviously I will be helping people to recover from depression, find freedom from depression with the Freedom Cube, which is what this is. Thankfully designed by, I've forgotten his name, Danny. Thank you very much, Danny, helped me design that. And Trevor, actually, who designed the bottom of the new cube. This is the old cube. So anyway, there you go. So that's one hook. That was if you're struggling with depression. Also, second version of this, because happy birthday, by the way. Happy birthday to my brother Paul. It's his birthday today. Ali Smith, Craig Hamilton, Andrea Lemos, Barry Arloway, and of course Rob Garnett and Anne Garnett. I don't think you're related, but it's interesting that you've both got the same surname and you've both got the same birthday today, and you're both friends of mine. There you go. Anyway, Anne, looking forward to hopefully finally spending some time on a beach with you later this year to celebrate your birthday. I know it's been postponed a few times, so that should be fun. Eventually we can get there. Anyway, happy birthday to everybody else as well, because welcome to the first day of the rest of your life. Isn't it a wonderful time to be alive, even if you are struggling with depression right now, or you know somebody who is, even if it's not you. But let me know if you know anybody who might want some help with that, because I've been there, I've been suicidal, I've been through the whole process, I know how it works, I know how your brain works, and obviously if you've been watching my lives for a while, you understand that I understand how the brain works, and how you can rewire it to live happy again in the future. Hello viewer, by the way, somebody's giving me a thumbs up and I can't see who it is, but well, that's Sarah, isn't it? I can't tell for sure. Anyway, happy birthday to those people. Oh, didn't do the breathing exercise. We'll do the breathing exercise. That was part of this, by the way. Breathe, breathe, breathe. There you go. It's on there. Breath work. I talk about breath work. I do this every single day now. What's the one thing you want to get done today, or the one happy thought you want to think about? It's of course possible as well. Breathe that out. Then breathe 5 of them through your nose. Put this hand on your heart, and then hold for 5 while you light your candles on your other hand. And then blow out the candles on your cake. There you go. Simple breathing exercise that you can do on a regular basis. Do it every hour. Think about what's this one thing you're going to get done in the next hour. If you want to do it one every 24 hours, you can do that too. It'll help you with... Hello, Doug, by the way. It'll help you with your mental health. Hello, I think Doug's a new friend, actually. I think we've just recently connected, haven't we, Doug? Anyway, yeah, it'll help you with panic attacks and anxiety. And obviously, if you're depressed as well, it'll help you get oxygen into your brain so you can make better decisions going forward. So yeah, there you go. Also wanted to talk about regular Rubik's Cubes. If you've got one of these lying around your house and you've always wished it would look more like this one over here, but you've never learned how, and you've been onto YouTube loads and loads of times, and you've watched people just moving their fingers so fast that you can't see what's going on. They talked about these algorithms, said, oh, you need to learn the sledgehammer, and you need to learn the PLL and OLL, and what are the other ones that they talk about there? I can't remember exactly. Oh, the sexy move. Do the sexy move, and they do it really quickly. Yeah, well, I have a course that will teach you how to do the Rubik's Cube, how to get from here, all messed up, to here in less than 60 minutes the first time you do it. I reckon the second time you do it, it'll take you 30 minutes. And the third time through, I think you can probably do it in 15 minutes, because you'll start to learn the patterns, you'll start to recognize what you're doing, and you won't have to watch every single video. You can skip some and so forth like that, because every video will show you exactly what to do, what the next move is. I've had a couple of people describe it as a paint by numbers. I personally like it as a make your own adventure. So you mess the cube up, and every time you do it, it's a completely new adventure to get from here to here. How are you going to do it? What moves are you going to need to? What path is it going to take to get from here to here all the way through and solve your cube? And obviously that's where I got the idea for this came from. Actually, it was Rick Notley who came up with the idea, because I had all these 15 tips, 15 pillars for how to overcome depression, and then he said, you're doing it all with a Rubik's, your regular Rubik's Cube, why don't you put all your 15 pillars onto the Rubik's Cube itself, and then you've got a physical product you can give to people as well. So there you go. Thefreedomcube.com, by the way, is in the link in the description if you want to go there and buy one of these. I've only got a few left of this version 1, and then I'm going to have to order 500 from China of the new version, which Trevor Howarth helped me design the bottom end, because obviously this orange side doesn't look very orange, does it? Looks a bit too white and a bit too yellow and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, we've got a much better, more orange side now in the future. But anyway, let's solve the cube, shall we? While you're waiting here, this will be fun to watch. So I'm going to show you basically the one move that I use all the way through that you'll recognise, and we'll see how we get on. It'll probably take me about 2 minutes to get through this whole thing, but the first thing we do is we create this cross on the top here. There you go, there's the cross on the top, like that, and you line up the colours along the side, which I've just been, because I knew what I was doing, I kind of knew how to do that to start with, but there's a method for doing that cross on the top there, but it takes a little bit of time to do that bit anyway, but that's the first part, and it's slightly different to everything else as well. But then what you do is you need to find these 4 corners and put those in there. So here you go, here's this corner here needs to go into that hole there. You can see the blue on the bottom matches up with the blue here, so this piece needs to go into that hole there. And how do you do that? You move it out of the way, so it's out the way underneath your fingers over here. Bring this one down from the top, this one here, then rotate that white one back around so it connects up with that one there, and then push them back up to the top. And now you can see that red and blue piece now fits in that corner there. Perfect. Just got to do that a few more times. Luckily this one's already in place. Fantastic. Where is another white one? Here's a white one on the bottom. So you would find what's the move for moving this piece out, and I can't remember exactly which one it is, but it's move it out of the way, bring these 2 down, rotate it all the way back around to the back, and then put those 2 back up to the top, and now this white one is in the right place. Colours on the bottom there, red, needs to match up with the red here. How do you get that piece into that hole? Move it out of the way, bring the 2 from the top down, bring it back around, push them back up to the top. Fantastic. Now we've got a white piece facing us. How do we solve this problem? How do we get it out of there? Basically we put this piece up to the top there, but you don't really need to worry about that. You can just bring that one straight down, push it around to the back, and then pop it up to put those 2 back up to the top, and now you can see you've got a white piece here. This white piece, blue, matches up with the blue, and this needs to go into this hole here. How do you do that? Move it out of the way, bring those 2 down from the top, reconnect them all up and push it up to the top. Really, really simple. So I know that probably looks really difficult if you've never seen a cube being solved before, and it probably reminds you of when you've looked on YouTube before and you've gone, oh my god, it's so hard to do this stuff. I'm going to do the second layer really quickly, and then I'm going to show you the move to complete it in a second. In the course it's really, really slow, and I take it really slow, and I probably repeat it so many times. Actually, I got quite bored doing the same move over and over and over again to make sure it was really easy and simple to follow as I was recording it. Okay, so we've got one more to do. So we've done most of the second layer, but one more to do. This piece here, green and orange, needs to go up into this hole here. How do we do that? Move it out of the way, bring that one down from the top, then bring that one back across. A slightly different move, slightly different version of the move, but you'll recognise how similar it is. This piece, white piece is around here now. Put those 2 back up to the top, and now you can see that white piece has come around and connected up with this one here. And then just need to put that white piece up into that hole there. So that piece moves out of the way, bring those 2 down from the top, bring them back around across, that connects up with those 2, push it up to the top, and now you can see the orange and green is in the right place. Again, really, really slowly this is done on the actual course itself. Now we've done the second colour line. Isn't that fun? Now we've got to do the bottom layer. We've got a line at the moment. We need to make that into a cross. How do we do that? Bring this corner piece down, move it across, out the way, put those 2 back up to the top, and then bring that piece back around over here. Now we do a slightly different version of it now, because we need this piece to go up to the top here. See how it's going? This piece now going to go up to the top, like this. How do we hold this? Like this. And we're going to move that out. Oops, no, sorry. I'm going to move this out of the way. Like that. There you go. Move that out of the way. Bring these 2 down. So I know this looks really complicated, this one, but it's not really that difficult. And it's very similar to the moves you just did before. Right, now we've got cross on the bottom. We've got to line up the colours. So I'm going to put the blue one, match the blue one up, match the blue one up. The red one's already matched. Now I've got to swap these 2 around here. Oh no, not these 2. These 2 around. Here you go. These 2 needs to be swapped. How do we do that? Okay, we bring these 3 down from the top. This corner piece, move it out of the way, put those 2 back up to the top. This piece here just needs to move 1 more round. Then we bring these 2 down from the top and then rotate them back together again. Okay, like that, and then put those 3 back up to the top. So very, very similar move, you can see that. And then we need to just line up the colours again. There you go, so blue, red, green, and orange. Now I've got to do the corners on the bottom here. How do we do that? We are going to... That's always fun when you've got a difficult version of the cube solved. So we need to move this one piece back. If it's going to be, okay, I'll tell you what, I'm going to shortcut it, make it easier. Okay, there we go. Right. So we need to move this piece here, needs to move across the back here. So how do we do that? We're going to bring this side down, and we're also going to bring this side down here. And now this corner piece needs to move across out the way. Put those 2 back up to the top, bring it back round again like that. And then you've got these 3 here, just need to go back up to the top. And then this one needs to go back into the hole there. Move it out of the way, bring those 2 down from the top, bring it back across, connect them all up, put it up to the top there. And now we've got this corner solved. And we've got to do one of the other corners. How do we do that? Okay, so we're going to solve this corner now. How do we do that? Sorry, this corner here needs to be solved. Bring this side down. You want to move that across? No. Bring these 3 down first. Then put that one across. Put those 2 back up to the top and bring it back. This corner needs to go into that hole there, but first, before you do that, put those 3 back up to the top. This piece, how does it go into that hole? Move it out of the way, bring those 2 down from the top, reconnect them, push them up to the top. Now I've got those 2 solved there. Just got 2 more to solve at the back here. How do we do that? We hold the cube like this, and then push this one back over here, and then bring it back round again. How do we do that? Bring these 3 down from the top. Seen this before, haven't you? Twist that one across, but don't do that first. Bring these 3 down first, then move those 2 across, put those 2 up to the top, bring it back around, put those 3, sorry, before you put that one to the top there, bring those 3 up to the top there. Said that right. This piece now needs to go into that hole there. How do you do that? Move it out of the way, bring the 2 down from the top, reconnect it, push them back up again. Then rotate the cube around and do the same thing, but the other way around this way. And then we'll have solved the cube. Bring these 3 down. Don't want to push that one across yet. You want to bring these 3 down first, then push this one across, put those 2 back up to the top, bring that white one back around underneath. This one's going to go up into that corner there, but before we do that, replace those 3. This white one now needs to go into that hole. How do we do that? Move it out of the way, bring those 2 down from the top, bring it back around so it reconnects to those 3, push it up to the top, and now we have a solved cube. That's the whole method. That's what I teach you in the course. Link is in the description. Feel free to go and buy that course and enjoy solving the cube. Bit different than my normal daily lives on here, but I thought it was worth doing that because I've actually got things to sell for a change. Thank you very much. Europorn Frisia. There you go. Uriah porn? Uriah porn. Anyway, so yeah, if you want to learn how to overcome depression and find freedom from depression, and if you want to just solve the regular Rubik's Cube. Now, obviously, I did this how to solve the Rubik's Cube thing without having to learn how, because I'd created this cube, of course, and I thought by sending these out to people with depression and anxiety, and they might mess it up, and then they want to solve it, but they don't want to have to learn how to solve the Rubik's Cube. So the whole idea is that I did the course so that people who had this and then just accidentally messed it up could then put it all back together again, neat and tidy, how they wanted it to be, without actually bothering to have to learn how to read a Rubik's Cube. However, once you've done it a few times, even with this cube actually, it works exactly the same way. You will eventually just recognize it and start to do it yourself. There's a couple of extra lessons inside the course which will teach you how to remember the last few moves, because the bottom part is actually quite tricky to just work out from the course. The first 2 layers, very simple. You'll recognize that immediately. Once you've done it 2 or 3 times, you go, oh, I can do the first 2 layers easy peasy now. But the bottom layer is a little bit trickier. Just remembering how all the pieces move and why you're moving them and all that kind of stuff. So I've put a couple of extra lessons in there to help you with that, if you want to learn how to do it without the videos, and you can do that. Great. No idea how long I've been talking for. Really hope it's less than 15 minutes because it's going to be very irritating. I have to edit that. But anyway, hope you have a lovely Friday, and I'll see you tomorrow, guys. Bye for now. Thanks for watching, by the way.